Colombia commemorated its National Human Rights Day on Thursday, as statistics on police violence show the need for urgent reform within the institution. The absence of state guarantees to protect the lives of social and community leaders, human rights defenders and signatories of the peace accords adds to this situation of violence and human rights abuses. Our correspondent Hernan Tobar brings us the details.
Daniel is a 20-year-old young man who was the victim of police brutality by the Mobile Anti-Disturbance Squadron during the events of May 1st while he was participating in a demonstration. Today, National Human Rights Day, he demands justice.
In one of the protests, a mobile anti-disturbance squadron officer shot me directly in the face, about 20 meters away. He shot me, and essentially he affected many areas of my face. He affected my nose, broke my cheekbones, detached my upper jaw, I lost vision in my right eye, and I have 10 teeth affected due to the impact. I have already had 5 surgeries since the event.
On September 9, 2020, police officers murdered Javier Ordóñez in Bogotá. So far there has been only 1 conviction and 11 investigations. These violent actions sparked a social outcry and mobilizations against police brutality. In 3 days of protests, around 13 people died in the Colombian capital and the municipality of Soacha. Members of the police are being held responsible for the crimes.
In the murders of September 9, 10, and 11 in Bogotá and Soacha, there are no significant advances. Even several of the police officers still work in the vicinity where the events took place. A year after the murders, we continue with the victims, with their families, demanding the corresponding investigations and the victims of policy violence to have justice.
According to the Institute for Development and Peace Studies, so far in 2021, Colombia has recorded the murder of 115 social leaders and human rights defenders. 36 former combatants or peace signatories were killed, which shows the few guarantees for their lives and the ineffectiveness of the policies for the protection of these sectors.
Unfortunately, in Colombia, especially in Cauca, human rights violations occur constantly. The latest massive displacements in the municipality of Argelia due to the violent situation, the persecution and murder of social leaders. Many of them had moved to other places, even left the country because of the violence they had experienced.
In the framework of the 2021 nationwide strike and mobilizations, there were 4,687 cases of police brutality, at least 80 deaths and nearly 80 victims with injuries to their eyes. In many cases, victims filed complaints against the police forces. This situation demanded reforms within the police. The Congress is one of the key scenarios for this discussion and for the entity to be a defender of peace and coexistence without violating human rights.